All right, so why don't we start getting started? Let's start in a child's pose. So come to kneeling towards the center of your mat. Find a comfortable width for your knees and thighs as you come down. Now, if you come down and your ankles feel a little tight today, you might just bring the forearms and the elbows down, kind of widen the knees, and then let your head drop. This is a modified puppy pose. Just gives the ankles and the feet more space and still allows you to release the weight of your head, which is really what we're going for here. So releasing the head down from there, letting the body weight sink back, or coming to the child's pose, bringing the hips back to the heels, the forehead down. If the arms are long in front, letting your elbows release down, or maybe back by the hips, palms facing up feels good. You can have your forehead on the mat, or you can lay one ear or the other down on the mat. So I find a shape that you can land in and invite yourself to land. Right, so even if your head is still spinning or your body doesn't feel quite comfortable, as long as there's no pain and as long as you can breathe here. And rather than acknowledging or rather than pushing away any of the thoughts or maybe feelings that are tugging at you in this moment, see if you can acknowledge them. Right, so maybe just a simple phrase or a simple sentence like, now I'm thinking, I'm feeling, I'm worrying. And then in between, acknowledging whatever's tugging at you, feel for your breath. So really feel for it. Feel for where your body opens and moves as you inhale, and how your body moves as you exhale. Use the sensations of the body and the constant rhythm of the breath, right? That rhythm that's always there no matter where you are or what's going on, to help follow back to our bodies, right? Like an anchor, like a lifeline. So the mind will wander, it'll spin around, that's what it does, right? It has the incredible capacity to move so much, to fly. And so we're not going to try to clip its wings. We're just going to practice checking in, right? Practice learning how to return. You can return to this child's pose at any point, right? Don't need my permission, just need your own. Well, let's take a really deep breath before we start to move. Exhale all the air out. Deep, full inhale. And a big exhale. Right. We welcome you to sigh it out, hum it out, maybe flutter the lips at yoga people. It's all about releasing tension that's not needed. So go for it if you want, and don't worry about it if it's not your thing this morning. One more round of breath before we move. Exhale all the air out, maybe with an SH through the teeth. And deep, full inhale. And then a big exhale. When you're ready, start to bring movement into your child's pose, rocking side to side, pressing the forehead into the mat if it feels good. Crawl your fingers towards the top of your mat. Stretch your fingers out wide. Maybe reach forward through the tops of the wrists, and then draw the hips back so you get a nice stretch through the sides of the body. And on an inhale, come to a tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale again to drop the belly, lift chin, tailbone in a cow pose. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck chin, tailbone in a cat. So inhale, you open up the front body, stretch from the chin to the pelvis. Exhale, you pull the navel in and round the spine. Let's do about 3 to 4 more of these, just working into the front and the back of the spine, starting to warm up the core of the body, and at the same time starting to move with our breath, right? Creating a full body awareness of the breath, not just a mental awareness. And then when you're ready, move in some other way that feels good. If you like, you can stay with these cat-cows, or maybe you C-curve the spine, right shoulder to right hip, left shoulder to left hip, right? Getting into the sides. Anytime you feel resistance in the movement, see if you can lean against that resistance rather than push against it. So think of the difference between hitting a wall with your fists and leaning against that wall, letting it support you. The breath is a great tool for working into resistance, right? So as you move into a shape, you could inhale, and that expansion of the lungs gently brushes into that tension. And the exhale, maybe you settle into the space you created. And when you're ready, come back to a strong tabletop position. Spread the fingers out wide, pull the navel in. Inhale, left leg up and back. And if left wrist is okay with it, reach right arm forward, coming into an arm, leg, spinal balance. Now keep the gaze down, but don't drop your head. Think of pulling the roof of the mouth forward. Squeeze the left leg muscles tight. Take an inhale, reach arm and leg long. Exhale, elbow to knee, round your spine. And warming up the core. Inhale, reach long. And round, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach long. And round. 2 more. Inhale, reach long. And round. Last one, reach long. And round, elbow to knee. Lengthen the arm and leg long one last time, and then bring the hand and the knee down. Now, take the top of that left hand and gently press it into the mat. Keep your body weight back, right? So that you're not putting body weight in the top of that left hand. You're just gently pressing the knuckles, tops of the fingers. You might lean over to the right, straightening that left elbow, but then push the top of the wrist forward. We're just stretching that wrist a little bit. And be gentle. The wrist has all these little muscles, tendons, very mobile. And pick up the left hand, maybe gently move the hand in a way that helps the wrist integrate that stretch. Come back to your tabletop. Inhale the right leg up and back. And then the left arm reaches forward. All right, push the floor away through that right hand, through the left knee. Squeeze the right leg tight. Inhale, reach long. And then knee to elbow, rounding the spine. Inhale, reach. And knee to elbow. Go for as much length as you can as you reach. And draw the navel in. Right, 2 more. Reach. Knee to elbow. Try to squeeze every muscle of that right leg as you reach. Knee to elbow. And then reach arm and leg long. One more time. And set the hand and the knee down. Top of the right hand down to the mat. Just finding a stretch in that right forearm. Right, you might feel this in other places of the arm, and that's fine as long as there's no sharp shooting pain, no numbness, anything like that. Just back away, shift something. Doesn't have to be the most intense sensation either. Just a nice stretch. Yeah. And then pick up the hand, roll it out, spread out the fingers. Both hands down, tuck your toes. Maybe take another cow as you inhale. And let the body weight drop back. Get a good stretch through the big toes. Maybe sway side to side. Then inhale, shoulders forward over wrists. Exhale, lift the hips up, downward dog. And pedal out your first downward dog. Then one knee, bend the other knee. Some movement to help you feel what shows up for you in this shape today. And that's what the shapes are for. Not for us to learn how to make them, but to learn about our bodies from them. And at the same time, they do act like medicine. When we treat them with respect, right? Treat our own bodies with respect. You can get some really great spine lengthening, decompression of the low back here. So let's focus on the long spine. Bend the knees as much as you need to feel like you're tilting your tailbone up to the top of the back wall. Yeah, that's awesome, Nicole. And then you can pull the tops of the feet towards your shin bones. So even if your knees are bent, you contract the ankle muscles to press the heels towards the floor. All right, and again, just for that stretch. So if you feel any pain, if anything starts to get nummy or tingling, then back off. And make sure the middle fingers are pointing forward, tops of the wrists pointing forward. And if you're flexible, make sure you're not locking your elbows, maybe just a little bit of bend there. Otherwise, if you're working on flexibility in your shoulders, push down through the base of the fingers, lift out of the shoulders, and straighten the elbows as much as you can. Then find that balance point between those straight arms, that long spine, and a relaxed neck. So maybe nod the head, yes. Turn the gaze side to side. No, open the mouth wide, stick out the tongue. Release your jaw. And let's take a big breath here. Exhale all the air out. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, tiptoe or hop lightly to the top of your mat. And hang heavy once you're there. Forward fold. Maybe bending the knees for this first one to help the low back really release. Forehead facing the shins, arms heavy. Right? And taking a moment just to feel, what does this shape show you about your body? Right? And then you do your best to respond to what you learn. Right? So maybe you need more bend to the knees today, maybe less. Maybe you need to work on relaxing the head more. Measure 2 fists between the feet when you're ready. Toes point forward. Inhale to your half lift. Pause here. Bring the hands to the thighs just to get that feeling of the spine lengthening forward. If you feel tension in your low back, bend your knees. Push the weight to the balls of the feet. Pull the elbows back as you broaden through the collarbones. And then you might try reaching the arms back by your hips. This is extended half lift. It's more core work. Or if you can bring your fingertips to the floor without rounding your low back, that's another option. Take another inhale wherever you are. Forward fold as you exhale. So let's do that half lift on the breath. Inhale to half lift, heart forward. When your exhale comes, you let it go. Forward fold. Moving with the breath. One more. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold, let it go. And then the inhale brings you all the way up to standing, mountain pose. And if you feel a little woozy, try bending the knees, get your feet underneath you, and then straighten the legs, not by jamming the knees back, but by pushing the floor away from you, contracting the leg muscles. Pull the tailbone gently down, front of the pelvis up, low ribs in. Draw the shoulders up to your ears for a moment, and then release them down. And keep the fingers spread apart, really reaching out from the arms. Open the mouth, stick the tongue out. Stretch out your jaw. And we'll do a little back bend here. Inhale, hips forward, lift your heart up. Exhale, hinge down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold as you exhale. Let's take the next inhale up through mountain, straight into that back bend. Exhale, you come down. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold. One more time. Inhale all the way up. And release down. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, and just step that left foot to the back of the mat. Bring the left knee down. Let's take a low lunge. Untuck left toes. And then you can keep your arms long, fingertips on the floor, or interlace fingers top of right thigh. Make sure you're not right down on that left kneecap, a little bit above it on the thigh. Lift your rib cage, push down through that right foot. Maybe flutter your lips out. Then take the interlaced fingers and place them right at the back of your head so the thumbs are resting against the base of the skull. Keep the heart lifted. Try to drop the shoulder tops down. Fingers flat against the back of the head. Inhale, lift your heart. And then let the weight of the head drop back to the interlaced fingers. You might feel a stretch in the shoulders and the upper arms. Keep breathing. One more inhale here. And then slowly release. Hands down to frame right foot. Tuck the back toes under. Inhale and step back on an exhale. Find upper push-up plank. All right. So here's one way to flow. From upper push-up plank, take an inhale. And then downward dog on the exhale. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, upper push-up plank. Exhale, downward dog. And then inhale, bend the knees, look forward, tiptoe or hop, top of the mat. Forward fold. Right, head heavy. Right, a good breath there. Measure 2 fists between the feet. Inhale to your half lift. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up to mountain. Pause here. Right, interlace fingers. Press the palms towards the ceiling. Now, as you reach up through the palms, soften down through the shoulders, lift the heart. Take an inhale to stretch up. And exhale, upper body to the right, hips to the left. Right, so side stretch. Take an inhale there. And then back to center. Good, inhale, stretch up. Over to the left. Right, hips pressing to the right. Big inhale there. And back to center. And separate the hands. Inhale, hips forward, lift the heart. Hinge down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, maybe extended half lift. Forward fold. Bend the knees, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Right knee down, and tuck right toes. All right. So again, you're welcome to stay here with the fingers on the floor. You might even let your head drop. Right. So getting into the connective tissue that runs from our skull all the way down to our heels. Or interlace fingers, top of left thigh. Think of pushing the thigh more forward than straight down. Lifting the heart. Letting your breath catch up with you. And then checking in with the interlacing of the fingers, finding the less familiar one. Placing the fingers flat against the back of the head. Squeeze the fingers together to keep the grip. Try not to cup the palms or bend the wrists. Inhale, lift your heart. And let your head drop back. So you're not engaging your neck muscles. You're relaxing your neck, letting the weight of the head draw the upper arms, the elbows, maybe even the wrists into a stretch. At the same time, pushing into that left foot, warming up the hips. You can take one more inhale. And release down. Hands frame left foot, tuck back toes under, step back to plank. And here's another way to flow. From upper push-up plank, inhale, body weight forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, heart forward and up. Thighs off the mat, toes untucked. Exhale, downward dog. Hips up. All right. Head heavy. Maybe flutter the lips out. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Take a moment to find the full length of your leg. Reach back through your heel. And then as you exhale, stack the right hip over the left. Bend the knee, maybe move the right leg around. Maybe just let the foot hang over to the left, what feels good. If you're not sure, maybe just practice asking yourself that question. Right. And then on an inhale, reach the right leg up and back. As you exhale, draw knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Right, 2 more of those. Inhale, right leg up and back. Knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to nose. Now hold it here. push your body weight forward off your back toes to help you land your foot carefully between your hands. Yeah. So rather than stomping, we try to put the whole body into that step forward. This time the back left heel comes down. Inhale, arms chest up, warrior one. Yeah. And settle into it, right? A little bit of movement as you first come into a warrior can be helpful. Right? Maybe you sink into the lunge. You notice your front knee is shedding past your ankle or past your toes. Slide your right foot more forward. If there's any twisting in the back knee, adjust your back foot so that it's not. Maybe move the right foot to the right a little bit more. Yeah. And then you're not just sitting in your feet, you're rooting down. Push into the feet as you pull your hips closer to the ground, sitting low in the lunge. At the same time, lift the ribs out of the hips and flutter out the lips. Let go of any tension you don't need. Next inhale lifts the heart up. Maybe look up. Exhale, hands down to frame right foot. Step back, upper push-up plank. Pause here. Now, if you would like to add push-ups to your flows, that's a way to add more cardiovascular work. Just go for your flow. Otherwise, inhale, push body weight forward. Exhale, halfway down. Press back up, and then find your flow. Right? So the main point with those push-ups is to make sure you inhale first. You come halfway down on the exhale so that you have your core pulling in. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Take a moment to find the length in your leg, taking the sitting, the driving, whatever you've been doing, the bend out of those joints. Take another inhale, reach back, and then stack the left hip over the right and move the leg as much or as little as you want. Right? What feels good? What feels useful? Sometimes useful doesn't always feel easy, right? Head heavy. And inhale, left leg up and long. Exhale, draw knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Right. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to nose, navel comes up and in. Inhale, lengthen. And then knee to nose. Land your foot carefully, using your whole body to step the foot forward. Nice, Nicole, Sophie, that looked awesome. Back heel down. Inhale, arms, chest up, warrior one. Yeah, give yourself a moment to feel your way into the pose, right? So always finding what feels best for your body, each practice, right? And then many times throughout the practice, because your body will shift. Sinking low in the lunge. Yeah. Some of you might try lowering the left hip towards the floor a little and lifting the right hip. It's a very subtle adjustment. And then this feeling of the tailbone extending down that back leg, at the same time the low ribs pulling in. Right. Soften through the shoulders, spread the fingers out, flutter out the lips. Let the jaw go. And then next inhale lifts your heart up. Maybe look up. Exhale, hands down to frame your foot. Step back to your plank, find your flow. Add a push-up or two if you want, right? Remember, the flow can also just be plank to down or down. And then we'll take that warrior one on the breath. I'll talk through the right side. The inhale lifts the right leg. The exhale lands the foot gently. Back heel down. Inhale draws you into the full expression of warrior one. Then the exhale, the arms come down. Step back to plank. You find your flow. Try the left side just like that. Inhale, I move. Exhale, I move. Right. So forming that full body connection with the breath. So that we, with our whole body, not just with our mind, right? Not just with the brain. When you get back to downward dog, feel it out. Right? Maybe bend one knee, then the other knee again. Beautiful. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, tiptoe or walk up to the top of your mat. Find your forward fold, hang heavy. Or maybe cup opposite elbows and opposite palms. Sway side to side gently. Measure 2 fists between the feet when you're ready. Toes point forward. Inhale to your half lift. Forward fold as you exhale. On your next inhale, sit your hips low, reach your arms high, find your chair pose. All right, find your breath right away. And then work it on the breath. So as you inhale, draw the hips back. So knees are behind the toes. As you exhale, draw your navel in, maybe sit a little bit lower, right? As you inhale, stretch forward through the fingers. And as you exhale, relax through the neck and jaw. And take one more inhale here. Forward fold on the exhale. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold, release. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to upper push-up plank. Pause here. Bring the feet together. Bring the right hand under your nose and find a side plank. Roll to the outer edge of right foot. Reach left arm up. Right? So you can modify however you need to. Cross the feet. Maybe bring that right knee down. Find the version of this posture that serves you. Right? Not the one that I'm doing necessarily, and not the one that you did yesterday necessarily, right? Maybe reach left arm forward, maybe go for a toe lock if that's in your practice, right? Take an inhale, and then release, back to plank, find your flow. And a downward dog. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, exhale, tiptoe or hop up, top the mat, hang heavy. So practicing really releasing into those moments of rest when you get them, right? In this whole crazy time, sometimes those moments of rest aren't entirely physical, sometimes they're mental, right? So you learn how to take rest in your body, it helps your brain learn how to take rest between those moments of stimulation of thought, right? Working with the whole nervous system. Measure 2 fists between your feet, toes forward. Inhale to your half lift, heart forward. Forward fold as you exhale. And then inhale, hips low, arms high. Find your second set of chair. Yeah, find what you need from this pose. The pose is here to serve you. So what feels useful to you? Right? Maybe it is that heat, drawing the hips back, navel coming in, peel the chest up and back. So one day maybe shoulders over hips, but make sure the knees don't pass forward over the toes. Release your jaw. Yeah, Travis. Let me open the mouth, stick the tongue out. Right? Maybe let a sound out. Sometimes letting the tension in our throats out can help the body release other unnecessary tension throughout. Let's take a big breath here. Exhale all the air out. Inhale. Big exhale. One more inhale and let it go. Forward fold, release. Right, head heavy. Yeah, how quickly can you let gravity take you here? Right, let it hold the weight of your head. Beautiful. Nice, Marina. Inhale, half lift, heart forward. Forward fold as you exhale. Bend knees, plant palms, step back, pause in your upper push-up plank. So we'll move to the other side of that side plank, legs together, left hand under the nose, roll to the outer edge of left foot. Yeah, take your time. If you come to it and you're like, ooh, I need to bring a knee down on this side, or I got to stagger my feet, that's a powerful choice because you're making choice for yourself, right? So make choices for yourself based on what you need in this moment. Maybe reach right arm forward. Yeah, nice toe lock, Nicole, beautiful. Nice, Jared. Take one more inhale. Slowly make your way back to plank and find your flow. Right. And get back to downward dog, fingers spread out wide, head heavy. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, draw knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. And then inhale, lengthen right leg again. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Inhale, lengthen. Right knee to left tricep. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to nose. Land your foot using your whole body with control. Back heel down. Now tense up on your fingertips, draw your heart forward. And then inhale, arms back by the hips, power lunge. So it's a half lift sensation through the torso, right? Spine, heart lengthening forward, fingers reaching back. And now squeeze the pinkies towards each other. Interlace your fingers and focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together. And lift the heart. Take an inhale here. Exhale, reach the arms forward. Extended power lunge, get your navel in. Take one more inhale. Push the air out. Big inhale comes up to warrior one. And exhale, warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. Okay, so warmed up those muscles in the arms, in the core. See if you can feel that navel pulling in as you lengthen your tailbone down, warrior two. Draw that front knee forward so you're low in the lunge, but make sure it doesn't pass the toes. Lengthen the stance if you need to. Squeeze the arm muscles tight. Relax your jaw. One more inhale here. Exhale, hands down the frame of your foot. Step back, upper push-up plank. Find your flow. Good. Downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Left knee, left tricep. Inhale, lengthen. Left knee, right tricep. Inhale, lengthen. And knee to nose. Land your foot. It doesn't make it all the way up. You just use your left hand, scooch it up. Back heel down. Inhale, arms back by the hips. Find your power lunge. Right? Find the weight of your body in your feet. And then press down into those heels. Squeeze the heels towards each other, especially if you're flexible. You're engaging those muscles. Squeeze the inner thighs as you bring the shoulder blades together. Right? Draw the knuckles down. Let the chest open. Take one more inhale. And then reach forward, extended power lunge. Find your breath. Keep squeezing that back leg strong. One more inhale. And then press all the air out. Big inhale, warrior one. Big exhale, warrior two. All right, so finding the feet first, sliding them further apart, sinking low. Maybe imagining that left outer thigh rolling down towards the floor. You can even take your left hand, grab your left inner thigh, and gently pull up on it. Right, so we have very little proprioception or awareness of where our hips are in space. So you can use your hands to help you build more awareness of how your hips are moving. And then reach the arms long, squeeze the muscles tight. Relax your lips, relax your jaw. Exhale the air out here. One more inhale, reach your arms long. And hands down the frame, left foot, step back, upper push-up plank. Find your flow. And when you get back from this flow, take just warrior one and warrior two on your breath. So I'll talk through the right side again. Inhale, lifts right leg up. Exhale, draw knee to nose, land your foot. Inhale brings you into warrior one. Exhale brings you into warrior two. Right, take a breath there and keep moving and breathing. Inhale, I move into your flow. And then you move through warrior one and warrior two on the left side. Right. Inhale, I move. Exhale, I move. And that's a mantra, just a collection of words, sentences that helps us to focus on what we're trying to focus on, right? That's essentially what a mantra is. You could use that even if you're just in child's pose. right? Your body is always moving, even when you're still. Your heart, that breath. So you tune into wherever the movement is. And sometimes the movement is in the mind. Often, at least for me, it is. You can tune into that movement too, right? Inhale, I'm thinking. Exhale, I'm feeling. Right? And in that way, you just take a little step back from whatever is going on. Give yourself a little space. Let's take a breath. Exhale all the air out. Big inhale. Big exhale. Right. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, tiptoe or hop up, top of the mat, hang heavy. Forward fold. Bend the knees more. Take your peace fingers, first and second fingers, slide them between big toe, second toe, hook them around your big toes. Maybe keeping the bend to the knees. Tilt your tailbone up and pull on your big toes as you release your head down. So forehead faces the shins, pulling strong on those big toes, but then don't let the shoulders squeeze the sides of the neck. So think of drawing the shoulders up, elbows draw back, maybe flutter the lips out. Inhale, half lift, and then come back into it, pulling on the toes. One more inhale. And release the toes. Inhale for a full half lift or extended half lift, arms back, forward fold. Then inhale, hips low, arms high, chair pose, third set. Right, so you've done quite a bit of movement between that second chair pose and this one. So maybe your needs have shifted, right? There's no right thing to need. It's not better to go deeper necessarily. It's not better to come out. It's all about what you need, what's right for you in this moment, and learning how to skillfully give that to yourself. Maybe you flutter your lips. Maybe you let out a sigh. How could you support yourself when things get tough, when things get uncomfortable? What can you shift just within your own body, right, to help you breathe through whatever comes up? Take one more inhale. Release, forward fold, let it go. Now inhale to your half lift, pause. Bend the right knee, bring the right fingers under your nose, and reach the left arm up. So coming into a gentle twist. Yeah. You could stay right here. It's a nice release for the low back. You might bend that left elbow, press the back of left hand into right side. And then tucking the chin, looking towards the shoulder, gently deepen the twist. Right. If you have other variations that you know and you've done before multiple times, you're welcome to move there now. But think of breathing into that left IT band outside of the leg, or wherever else you feel resistance here. Of course, you're not actually breathing into those areas, but you use the breath as a vehicle for your focus. And maybe experience those sensations shift and change. Take one more inhale. All the way down on the exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Pause and bend the left knee. Place the left fingers under your nose. Reach the right arm up. Right? Find twist on the other side. And find your breath before you move on. So allowing your breath to be your companion through all these postures. Right? Always checking to see that it's there. It's your guide. Right? Maybe bend the right elbow, press the back of right hand to left side. Use the muscles of right arm to stabilize the shoulder as you open the chest more towards right wall. Tucking the chin, making sure the neck isn't getting crunchy, and the breath is still there. And any other variation that you have, go for it. Breathing into that right hip, right IT band. Or maybe there's more resistance in the waistband and the back. Breathing there. One more inhale. All the way down as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Forward fold as you exhale, bend knees, plant palms, step back, pause in your upper push-up plank. And we're gonna do some push-ups here, just 3. So if you need your knees, absolutely no shame. Just press your hips forward, draw your heart forward, take an inhale, exhale halfway down, inhale, press up. Exhale halfway down, inhale, press up. Exhale halfway down, hold it for an inhale, press up on the exhale, and then find your flow, or just meet us in downward dog. Back in downward dog, try wrapping the upper arms out away from the sides of the head so that the shoulders broaden. Think of hollowing out the armpits a little and then lift out of the shoulders. Maybe draw the tops of the feet towards the shins a little more. Maybe there's a little more space in the legs. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And exhale, draw knee to nose. Land right foot gently, back heel down. Tent up on your fingertips, draw your heart forward. Inhale, arms back by the hips, palms face down. Another power lunge. Check in with your stance. Make sure you can push down through both heels. That's where the power comes from. Your connection to the ground, to the earth. Squeeze the pinkies towards each other. Interlace your fingers. Focus on drawing the shoulder blades together more than straightening the elbows. And we're going to move towards a humble warrior. Take an inhale. As you exhale, round down. Right, shoulder towards the inside of the knee. Does not have to be in line with it. And keep your hips underneath you. Legs are still working hard. Make sure you're not just collapsing down. But then also the breath is there. Maybe it's a little faster. That's okay. Just try not to clench your jaw. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, chest comes up. Release the grip. Inhale, arms reach up. Warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. All right, lengthen the stance if you need to. Beautiful. And take an inhale in your warrior 2. And as you exhale, bring right forearm to the top of right thigh, left arm reaches up. Modified side angle. You can take full side angle if it's in your practice, reaching those right fingers to the instep of right foot, or just reaching right arm down the inside of right leg. Take an inhale to reach up through left fingers. Exhale, left arm reaches forward. Some of you might go for the core strengthener, reaching the right arm up to meet the left, right? Make sure your breath is with you. Take another inhale and exhale, both hands come down. Now move the right foot to the right and then shorten your stance so you can keep that left heel on the ground, left knee straight. Inhale, right arm reaches up, left arm down. So you're finding a revolved side angle. It's a twist. And we want to try to keep that back heel down so the twist stays in the spine, right? So think right hip down towards the floor, left hip lifts a little bit, spread the right fingers out wide. Take one more inhale to reach up. Exhale, right hand comes down. And take an inhale. And as you exhale, arms back by the hips again, navel in tight. Right, coming back to that power lunge. Inhale in power lunge. Full exhale. Next inhale, arms, chest come up, warrior 1. And on the exhale, back to power lunge. 3 more times, flowing it out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, power lunge. Big breath here. Inhale, arms, chest up. Arms back by the hips. Power lunge. 1 more. Inhale, arms, chest up. And power lunge. Good. Take an inhale here. And then just release. Hands down. Now, pivot that back heel up, back toes point forward. Bring the left knee down. So coming into that low lunge, like the beginning of class, we're going to move it into a half split. Bring the hips back, and then slide the right foot forward, scooch it forward. so that you can straighten your right leg or start to straighten it and keep your left hip over the knee. So you still want that hip over knee stacking. Flex the right toes back towards you, especially if your knee is bent. You'll still get a great stretch. Inhale, draw the heart forward, and then maybe release down over the leg. If you feel pulling behind the knee or right up by your butt, bend your knee more. You want to get this right in the muscle. So here, staying for a couple more breaths. Every inhale, imagining that breath leaning into the resistance you feel. And then on the exhale, maybe you can settle into whatever space you've created. One more inhale. And slowly start to bend the right knee. Bring the foot back. Push into the palms as you tuck the back toes under. Lift the left knee up. Step back to upper push-up plank and find your flow. All right, downward dog, head heavy. When you're ready, inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose. Land your foot, back heel down. Inhale, arms back by the hips. Find your power lunge. Okay, pull the belly in. Interlace the fingers behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now feel the opening in your chest. You want to try to keep that as we move towards the humble warrior. Inhale, heart open. Navel in as you round down. So most of the rolling, the folding is happening in your belly. Right? So you don't want the shoulders to collapse against the neck. But try to release the head as heavy as you can. Left thigh working so hard. Take one more inhale. And exhale, chest up, release the grip. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Take a moment to catch your breath, right? So when I say when you're ready, I really mean that. This is your practice. You follow your breath, your own rhythm. One more inhale here. And then left forearm to the top of left thigh, right arm reaches up. Or go for your full side angle, left fingers to the floor. Now, if your finger's on the floor, make sure you're not collapsing your weight into that left hand. Should be able to float the hand up, right? So your legs are supporting your weight. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right arm reaches forward. Maybe your core strengthener. Left arm comes up to meet the right. Find your breath. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down the frame, left foot, shorten your stance. Right, move the left foot to the left, stay low in the lunge. And then inhale, left arm reaches up. Right arm down. Right? Yeah. So if you feel any twisting in that back knee, try moving the left foot more to the left and kind of jutting that back heel towards the back wall more. So you're rotating your toes more forward. Yeah. Maybe tuck chin, look up. Take one more inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Right. Feel into your heels. Make sure you've got your legs under you. Tent up on your fingertips. Take an inhale and then navel in, arms back by the hips as you exhale. Right, back to that power lunge. Take one more inhale, then a full exhale. Coming into warrior one as you inhale. Exhale, power lunge. 3 more. Inhale, warrior one. Power lunge like you're going to launch forward. Inhale, warrior one. And power lunge. Last one, warrior one. And power lunge. Take one more inhale. And release the hands down. Back heel comes up, back knee comes down. We'll move into those half splits. Hips come back, slide the left heel forward. This side might feel very different. And if that's the case, then adjust what you're doing to fit the needs, right? So maybe you need less bend on the left leg, or maybe you need more bend. And hold the foot, but not right behind the kneecap and not right up by your butt, right where your thigh and butt meet. And that just means you could be getting into your ligaments a little bit more than you want to. Inhale, heart forward, and maybe release down. This is just an option. Right? Releasing the weight of the head can help get into these rivers or lines of connective tissue that run all the way from our heels to the top of our skulls. But if it's too much, right, you start wincing, you start losing your breath, just keep drawing your heart forward. And then focus on the moments that feel good in this practice. Make sure it's challenging, and it feels good to challenge ourselves sometimes. But this is a practice that we want to build into our lives, not a place to visit just once in a while. And in order to do that, it's perhaps more effective to focus on those moments that feel good, right? To let it feel good, even if that means backing off a little bit sometimes, or not doing as much as you expected yourself to. One more inhale here. And then slowly start to come out of it. Bend the left knee, bottom of left foot comes down. Push into the palms, back knee comes up, step back to plank. Find your flow. And downward dog, head heavy. Now from downward dog, inhale, look forward, upper push-up plank. And lower slowly down to your belly. Good. Bring your arms back by your hips, chin at center. We're going to do a couple more back bends, legs together, toes untucked, palms face down. Exhale the air out. Inhale, lift everything up, arms, legs, chest. And for a locust variation. So arms are reaching back by the hips, legs squeeze together like you're trying to merge them. Yeah, chin forward. Think of a stretch through the front of the throat and a stretch through the back of the neck as you gaze up, so you're not squeezing the back of the neck. Yeah, beautiful, Nicole. Now interlace the fingers if it's available to you. You can look down for a moment if you need to. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and try to roll the tops of the shoulders back and down. Beautiful. If it's okay with your neck, draw your chin forward. Maybe just roll the eyeballs up. Take one more inhale. And slowly bending the elbows, come out of it. Release the hands. Looking to the right, left ear on the mat, arms back by your sides, palms face up. And this is a great opportunity to practice dropping into those moments of rest. Right? And as we all know, we can't always will that. Right? It's a skill that we must teach our nervous systems. Most of us have overactive nervous systems, overstimulated, especially in these crazy times. And these postures, this whole practice, but especially these postures, teach us to be able to shift states more efficiently, more effectively. Tuning into the breath. Inhale. Where do you feel that inhale? Exhale. And one more, chin back to center. This time, arms out to your sides, a full locust. Wrists in line with shoulders, palms facing down. If you have another back bend, like a floor bow or a superhuman that you'd rather do, and you've done it before on your own, you're welcome to do that. Squeeze the legs together, bring the chin to center. Exhale the air out. Inhale, lift everything up. So it's like you're flying, right? Arms out to the side. Nice, Amrita. right? Squeeze the legs, reach out through the balls of the feet, and then try curling the toes to help lift the legs a little bit more. Think of lifting the upper arms, shoulder blades together, and then drawing the chin forward, just roll the eyeballs up, stretch the optic nerve. Take one more inhale, lift a little bit higher, slowly land. Arms down, legs down, looking to the opposite side. Most of us looking to the left. Arms back by the hips, palms up. Try pushing your belly into the floor as you inhale. Big exhale. All right. And when you're ready, bring your chin back to center, hands under the shoulders, and just gently roll over onto your back. So you're just kind of flipping over. Yeah, take your time, right? No need to throw yourself into a roll. And then draw your knees into your chest once you're there. Gently, maybe rock side to side. You can keep the knees together, or maybe you let the knees, thighs separate. And with your hands around the shins, you just kind of rock side to side. Yeah, acknowledge yourself for showing up today. It's not about what you did or didn't do. It's just giving yourself that chance. Giving yourself a practice, which is what this is. And we'll do a figure 4. Bring the left foot down, left knee bent, and stack the right ankle just above the left knee on the thigh. Yeah, letting the right knee kind of point out towards the right. That's it. And then reach the right arm between the legs, interlace your fingers underneath that left thigh, and rest your head and shoulders on the ground, now letting the left foot come up. Right? You should feel a stretch in the outside of that right hip. This is an alternative to half pigeon, those of you that know half pigeon. So if you ever feel any tenderness or just something doesn't feel quite right in half pigeon, you can always take this figure 4. Stretches the external piriformis, same area as half pigeon. Maybe you roll side to side a little, can feel good. Maybe you flutter your lips out. Right. And you can pull if that feels good, but you might not have to. Nice. Let's take a big breath here. Exhale the air out. Big inhale. Big exhale. Now when you're ready, switch. And I mean that, right? You can stay here if you want more. Otherwise, bring the right foot down, stack the left ankle just above right knee on the thigh. Reach the left arm between your legs. And then release the head and shoulders on the ground, bringing the legs with you. You can pull. If you are pulling, make sure it's not drawing your shoulders up. Right? Make sure it's coming more from the elbows. Elbows pulling down, wrists straight and relaxed. Interlaced fingers keeping the grip. Yeah. Fluttering the lips out. So all this facial tension release that we do with the flutters and the jaw openings, because when you release tension in one area of your body, it sends signals to the rest of your body. It's okay to release. We're trying to release tension we don't need, right? It's an invitation. Let's take a breath here. Exhale all the air out. Big inhale. Big exhale. And stay here longer if you feel it's right. Otherwise, draw both knees into the chest. Lengthen both legs up towards the ceiling. And just roll out the ankles a little bit. Maybe take your hands along the outsides of the legs. Just give yourself a little rub down, letting some blood drop down from the feet. Maybe gentle fists along the outsides of the legs, being especially careful around the knees. Yeah. And then drawing the knees back into the chest. Wrap your fingers around the pinky edge sides of the feet and open your feet wide, happy baby. Ankles over knees, knees wider than the ribs, rocking side to side. Maybe opening the mouth, sticking the tongue out. Stretching the jaw. Yeah, maybe lengthening one leg long and then the other. And let's do a Kali breath here just to help any lingering tension in the face go. So we'll exhale and then we'll inhale and squeeze all the muscles of the face. And when you exhale, you're welcome to let out a big sound, right? It's just a vibration, helps the muscles in the larynx and the voice box release. So exhale first. Inhale, scrunch up all the muscles of your face. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Furrow your brow, squeeze your cheeks. And then open your mouth. And now Savasana, legs long. Arms alongside body, palms face up. And this last posture invites you to practice being with yourself, right? And of course, being with yourself means being with all of the things that you're experiencing, right? Being with your relationships, being with the world as it is. Not an easy thing to do right now, right? And so you've done great work in this class to balance out your nervous system, your body. Make contact with your breath. In this posture, you continue that practice. Following the breath back to you, back to your center, whatever that is for you, in between those thoughts, in between whatever tugs at you. And practicing coming home, right? We're all very familiar with staying home right now. But it's another thing to make a home of your body. And just like this yoga, it is a practice. Do what you can each day. Yoga to the People is donation-based and always will be. Thank you so, so much for showing up. Thank you for your donations. We ask for 12. It's not a floor or a ceiling. Whatever you can give helps. yogatothepeople.com/donate. We have a teacher training coming up. Teacher training gave me the tools to change my life, or to be an active participant in the changes that I guide in my life, and also the changes that I have no control over. I highly recommend it. If you love this practice, check it out. In the chat box, there'll be a whole bunch of goodies after class. My Instagram handle, the donation link, playlist. So I'll be here to chat after. And for now, class ends with a ringing of the singing bowl. I go back on that. We actually don't have a singing bowl. I'm used to saying that from the in-person classes that existed in what feels like another world. But I will read a quote. Tonight's quote's from Rainer Maria Rilke. All the soarings of my mind begin in my blood. One more time, exhale all the air out. Deep, full inhale. And a big exhale.